It is not anybody's job to make spiritual concepts and spiritual lessons more digestible in order for you to hear them and not go into psychosis. Yes, some of these spiritual concepts that you learn are like, holy crap, damn, the world really works like that. It feels a little fucked up. But in all actuality, it's not fucked up because the scales are being balanced. Karma always comes around. I don't give a fuck if you don't believe in karma. What goes around comes around. You don't have to be religious. Every single person has some way, shape, or form of expressing the fact that what you put out, you get back. So that means that everything that you go through is deserving. And I can say that going through the most fucked up shit. Yes, it's fucked up. But to fucking sit here and think that other people have to tiptoe around other people's emotions and other people's triggers, no, that's not how healing fucking works. Anyway, I'm your host, Jessica Trambarger. This is the Healing Hotline. Today I'm a little bit heated because I just really don't like a know-it-all ass bitch, and I think it's because I used to be one. So let's get into it. There's this one content creator that, and I really started like speaking about like the really esoteric stuff that I was learning and realizing how things were all connected, and that, you know, like what happens to you in this lifetime is a product of the things that you have done in past lifetimes. And I had been talking about this for a while, and one day I was looking at the comments in one of my videos, and this one person tagged somebody, and I thought they were just tagging a friend, but I go onto the account and they're like this type of person that like basically anybody who like talks about spiritual concepts and talks about, you know, like everything happens how it's supposed to happen, and she will really try to make these content creators, these spiritual content creators, feel so fucking bad for what they're saying and completely misconstrue it. And make it seem like, oh, well, if somebody was on the brink of wanting to kill themselves, or if somebody was on the brink of psychosis, they would literally take this information and they could go ape shit with it. You know, it could end someone's life. It's not nobody's fucking job to tiptoe around the things that they say so that another person doesn't do some shit. That's not anybody else's job. It's your job to make sure that you're grounded, to make sure that your head isn't too far up in the motherfucking clouds where you're gonna lose your shit if you hear something spiritual. I hate when I fucking make a video and someone's like, oh, that's really dangerous to be saying that shit. Girl, what? But you know what? At the same time, I take my anger, I take my frustration, and I realize that there is some truth to it. So this is the healing part. There is some truth to it, right? Sometimes information in the wrong hands really can be detrimental. So I take this moment as a learning experience for me, right? I have been wanting to create some type of community or something along the lines of that where I can share my knowledge without having to be worried about it getting into the wrong hands. So I'm creating that right now. It's going to be called the Alchemist Archives, and it's basically all of this beautiful knowledge that I have stored in my beautiful brain that I have been wanting to get out into TikToks, but Spirit's like, don't fucking do that. So many different topics. It's gonna cover sexual stuff. It's gonna cover things with your kids, because when I tell you I have so many mom hacks, like spiritual mom hacks, to make sure that your kids act good and that the energy is right in your home. I also have a lot of hacks when it comes to your love life and how to make sure that you and your partner are flowing and harmonious and great communication and all of that. I have really good things for obviously self-discovery, self-love, and I have things for just like little fucking things. Like I have so many little tips and tricks and things that I want to share, but my spirit team has told me no for all this time, and I think the reason is because I'm supposed to put it in this community. Now obviously it's going to be paid. You are going to have to pay to access. You're going to be accessing very high high level esoteric information, as well as my workshop. So my survival mode off, divine feminine on workshop is going to be in there, as well as my pendulum crash course and any other workshops that I decide to make. For as long as you are a subscribed member, you will have access to all of that. And I'm so excited. I'm going to start making the content for it so that when you join, you have a good amount of things to look at, to learn, and all of that. And I'm just so excited for that, because I really think that that's where spirit has been leading me. I think seeing that content creator come up was the universe just showing me what I really needed to do and why I needed to do it this way. So recently I did this meditation for anger. It was like a 5 or 10 minute meditation. I did not think that it was going to be that crazy, but let me fucking tell you, it changed the game. Okay, so if you're watching this on YouTube, I am gonna link the video, the meditation that I did. I'm gonna link it in the description. If you're not watching this on YouTube, you want to head over to my YouTube, That Soul Glow, and get into this meditation. Okay, it's a guided meditation. I always like guided meditations. If it's not guided, I don't really like, I mean, I can meditate, but you know, busy brain. She is, I don't like to diagnose her, but she's a busybody. Okay, so I make sure that I do something guided so that it can kind of like tell me, okay, do this, whatever. I always use my pendulum to see what meditation I should do. I literally pull it up on YouTube and I hover over my phone and I ask, should I do this meditation? Should I do this meditation? When I tell you, your pendulum fucking knows what you need. You already know that. So implement it to every decision that you make, including your meditations. I promise you, you're going to thank me later. So anyway, my pendulum picks out this meditation and I'm crying, bruh. I'm crying. So I was trying to figure out, like, what is the root of the anger that's still there? Because there's many layers to your anger. Like, yes, some of it is because of your parents. There's other parts of your anger that they have to do with other stuff. So I was trying to figure out, okay, like, what is this anger coming from? So during the meditation, I realized that I was angry because I allowed myself to be, what I say, to be hoed by the people that I have known in the past. And what I mean by this is that, like, all my friends, like, low-key treated me like shit in a way. Not like blatantly, because I have more respect for myself than that, but in the lowest of keys. Like, just like little side things, like not inviting me to shit, or like just not really even wanting to include me in shit. I realized that I was angry at myself. I was angry at myself for allowing myself to be treated the way that I have in the past. So the reason why I was holding on to the anger was because I felt like if I kept this anger, then nobody could hurt me again. You know, nobody could hurt me again. And that's just not fucking, that's not true. You know, the anger was actually hurting myself more than these people ever could have hurt me. So I realized that I was angry at myself, and I literally sat down. I told myself, I said, hey girl, like, yes, you have a valid reason to be angry, but you did not know the things that you know now. You have matured differently, and like, you know, it's okay. It's literally okay. And I was telling myself, like, I think it was my inner child, really, but I was telling her, I was like, I will protect you at all times. Like, you don't have to worry about this shit. We've learned our lessons. We have learned our lessons. We will not allow anyone else to treat us like shit, period. I think the catalyst point for that for me was that I had recently gotten added to this group chat, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I got added to a group chat. But this group chat was like weird. I've never seen a group chat like this, where it's like only certain people can actually comment in the group chat. Everybody else was not allowed to comment. Like, you just see what's happening in the group chat. And when I got added to it, I was one of those people that couldn't comment. I could just see. And that shit sent me. That shit had me feeling like how I felt when I was little. Like, just like being a part of the friend group, quote unquote, but not really being a part of it. Like, I was like, it was crazy how much that really took me back into like that feeling of just being left out. And I was like, whoa, I don't like this at all. So I left that group, and I was just like, why would you even do that? Like, why? I don't think people really think about like what they're doing, but I just feel like that's so rude. Like, why would you add someone to a group chat and they can't talk? You know what I mean? So when I was doing the meditation, that got brought up, you know, and I was like, well, that's why we do things like we just leave. Yes, I left the group chat. Like, I was in the group chat for a little bit, but it honestly just was not sitting right with me. The fact that I couldn't comment, it was just weird. And I was just like, what am I, in a fan club? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, ew, no. It gave me the ick. It gave me the ew. It gave me the ick. And I left, okay? But if you have the time, which you do, because it's only fucking, 5-10 minutes, do the meditation, especially if you've been feeling angry. Especially if you've been feeling angry, okay? Because anger is just sadness down the road. So that's why when I did this exercise, when I did this meditation for anger, I started bawling my eyes out and crying, was because you're not angry. You're just really sad. So sad that you've gotten past the point of sad and it's turned into anger. So transmute it, because when I tell you this has opened up so many doors for me after I did this, it's true. Because you can't move on unless you address the stuff inside. So if you've been feeling stuck, it's because you have energy that's stuck within you and it needs to be expressed. I didn't even want to talk about the fact that I got added to that group chat, because I don't know if that person listens to my podcast. I don't think they do. But if they do, like, girl, it's no, I don't feel no way towards you. You know, I just felt a way towards the situation. But I don't take stuff like that personal, like, oh, this person doesn't fuck with me. I just feel like, you know, it was just, she was meant to do that to remind me of how I felt when I was little, and to address that and to acknowledge that and to tell myself that I will never allow myself to feel that way ever again. So this episode isn't going to be too long. I honestly just wanted to check in and tell you guys about this meditation, and also tell you guys about the Alchemist archives that I am coming out with soon. Get you guys really excited for that, but you really do need to try this meditation. I'm telling you right now, you need to do it. Like, it's changed my life. My skin has gotten clearer, and one of the things that I realized too, I thought it was, oh my gosh. So if you rock with me, you're gonna learn that I am learned by trial and error. If you look into human design, we'll do that in another podcast. But if you look into human design, there's different profiles. Mine is the experimenter. So I'm literally here to experiment and to show you guys what not to do through the things that I do, or what to do through my successes, right? But there will be a lot of trial and a lot of error. So what I thought that it was like the dairy that was really causing cystic acne, it was, but it was also because of the fact that I was drinking too much alkaline water. And the alkaline water was dehydrating me. It was keeping me, it had me bloated. It had so many side effects. And I think we'll probably talk about that in the next episode, because we didn't do a whole episode educating people on not drinking alkaline water, okay? I don't know if I want to do a whole episode on that, but, you know, at least a little segment. But I want to keep this one short. I really want y'all to do that meditation if you are dealing with anger or even sadness, because that sadness can very quickly turn to anger, and I think that's a good one too. If you're not dealing with anger, that's amazing. Alrighty, so that is all for today's episode, and I really hope that you guys do that meditation, and I hope that it helps you. And if it does, make sure that you write into the show, thatsoulglow.com/the healing hotline, and tell me how it went. And also write into the show if there's anything that you want me to talk about specifically when it comes to healing. I will see you guys on the next episode of the Healing Hotline. I'm your host, Jessica Trambarger, signing out.